Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. So today I'm going to be doing some World Cup nails, and I already have my flags here in case I need them. So I already traced this eagle on this plastic piece of sheet, and now I have my acrylic here. So I'm basically going to create an eagle made out of acrylic. And today I'm going to be using Kiara Sky Monomer, and I'm going to be dropping some odor out strawberry liquid in here, and this basically kind of removes the smell of, or mixes in with the monomer smell, so it kind of smells like strawberry instead of monomer, but it doesn't completely remove the odor. It does make a difference, so I do recommend it. And I'm basically gonna grab small beads, and I gotta make sure these beads are not too wet. I want to keep them as dry as possible so they won't be moving all over the place. And like I said, I want to make sure the acrylic stays inside this line, inside the lines. So it's kind of like drawing. You want to make sure that you don't, cross the line and stuff like that. And so I just want to make sure everything is nice and even. And like I said, I'm only going to be working with small beads and even smaller beads than that. Like sometimes I didn't even wet all my brush. I just wet the tip and then I turned it, grabbed some acrylic and laid it like an half an inch away from the line so that I can just pull it in, like brush the acrylic inwards, and then whatever is left, like a gap, I just push it with my brush. So first I'm gonna get this eagle out of the way, then I'm going to be doing the wings, and once I'm done with the eagle and the wings, I am going to start on my nails because I just want to get the hardest part out of the way. So it took me about an hour to finish the eagle. It wasn't that hard like I thought. It was just time consuming, and I wish I would have just done it with a marker that had like a little thin brush, so it would have been better looking, but that's okay. So yeah, you guys, I wasn't completely sure how I was gonna do it. I originally was gonna put some balls on the side instead of these wings, but I drew it and I didn't like it. So it was a lot easier. This is about the fifth time that I do these wings. And it was a lot easier than the first time. I'm just putting medium beads and then kind of just mixing them all in together so it could all look nice and even. And I'm just going to show you here how easy it is to lift the acrylic off this plastic paper. So yeah, you guys, it was that easy. And yeah, so now I am going to have to draw this. So let me just show you how I'm lifting the wing. All right, so there you go. And now I'm just going to draw on these wings. Like I said, I had no idea how was I gonna do it, but I knew I wanted to all I knew is that I wanted an eagle, and I wanted to do like some Mexican flag on my wings with some other countries in it, and that's all I knew. So yeah, you guys, I'm just using this Young Nails gel, and yeah, you guys, I'm gonna try to kind of separate everything. I'm gonna start by doing the wings first, and then from there I'm just gonna go and go with the flow. All right, you guys, now I'm just gonna chit chat while you watch me do these wings. So basically, I wanted to support where I'm from and do these nails, but I also wanted to support other teams, so I was just gonna add some extra countries in there. So today is Tuesday, and I know Mexico plays tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and everybody says that it's more likely that they're gonna get us out of the World Cup. So hopefully, that doesn't happen, but either way, I'm gonna support my country and make these nails. So yeah, you guys, yeah, hopefully I know that I didn't watch the game last time, but um Mexico did play and they lost against Argentina and it was 2-0. So yeah. That was a big loss. But then again, that is a good team. So, I don't know. I just hope we win, like it has like we haven't won. I don't think we ever won a World Cup. So I don't really know much about it. I just like to watch it when the World Cup, plays because it's super exciting and I don't know, it's just something different. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this a little bit so you guys won't have to see like every little thing because I know it gets boring. So let me just fast forward this. All right, so now I'm just going to cure what I already drew on this um, eagle. And this, again, it wasn't too hard because I don't know, it just didn't seem too hard. It was just like time consuming. And yeah, you guys, I know it does take practice though because it's not like drawing on a piece of paper. Since you're all using a brush, you kind of have to get the hang of using, of working with a brush and getting the paint off it's gel, so it's not like it's regular paint. So everything has its own little, But yeah, you guys, it was time consuming, and I know I just need to keep working on this type of stuff so I can get better. So I was kind of worried that this eagle was gonna look like a gallo or like a chicken. And I was like, God, please don't let this look like, like a chicken or a gallo. But yeah, you guys, what I'm doing now is just grabbing a different brush and kind of just shading it in because I didn't have a lighter color. So I was just like, I'm just going to shade it in with another brush because at some parts, the color brown was darker than others. Then after I was done with that, I went ahead and cured it. And these are the colors I used. So yeah, you guys, let me know how this looks. That I am just gonna add some top coat to protect the gel. And then after that, I am just gonna cure it for about 2 minutes. Yeah, I cure it for that long just to make sure it really, really dries all the way. So now I am just going to, I wasn't too sure what I was gonna do, you guys, so I pulled out all my colors. Um, I was thinking about drawing the flags on the wings, but I realized that it was way too hard and I wasn't going to be able to do it with the type of brush that I have. It wasn't like the super thin ones, and the brush I was using is old and the bristles were spread all over. So I decided to cut the eagle part and kind of just glue it in there and then draw whatever I couldn't or cut whatever I couldn't draw, and then whatever I was able to draw, I would just, do it with the gel. All right, you guys, so I ended up trying to glue this US flag with the nail glue onto the wing, but that didn't work. It didn't stick. So I was just gonna use top coat to kind of glue it and then cure it. So yeah, you guys, that didn't work. So I ended up having to use just top gel to cure that. So yeah, that didn't work. Um, so I just ended up using the top coat. So I had to make sure I didn't put too much because if I put too much, then I was gonna squeeze that out and you were gonna be able to see it. So I just made sure everything was laid nice and flat, and then I stuck that into the UV lamp. Alright, so now that I have my Brazil, the Mexican flag, and the US flag, I'm going to draw the Japan flag. And since this one's super easy, I just went ahead and grabbed this little round kind of point tool. And yeah, this is basically a circle. So yeah, after that, I just went ahead and cured that. Alright, so then after that, I went ahead and tried to draw the Poland flag. And again, the flags that were super easy, I just drew them and whatever was hard, I just glued it. So after I was all done with that, I went ahead and added some top coat and cured that for about 2 minutes. Alright, so now that I was done with one wing, I was gonna do the same thing to the other wing, but I wasn't too sure, and I just asked my boyfriend, how does this look? And he said, are you seriously gonna put, the eagle on top of other countries? And I was like, okay, I don't know. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna change it up. And I ended up just drawing the Mexican flag on the wing, which turned out way better. So yeah, you guys. And originally that's what I was gonna do, but I wasn't too sure. So yeah, you guys, I ended up just grabbing a different brush because the thin brush was just gonna take too long, and this worked fine. I ended up doing 2 coats of this. So yeah, I ended up curing the first, you know, coat, and then I pulled it out of the UV lamp. Then I went ahead and added another coat. All right, so then after that, I tried to add some top coat under the eagle to kind of glue it there instead of using my Valentino gel that I originally used. Um, and then I stuck that in the UV lamp, but that didn't work, so I had to try something else. Alright, finally I'm all done. I have my wings ready, and now I am just going to add some top coat on top of my nail beds, and then I'm going to cure that for about 60 seconds. Alright, and now that I have my nail tips ready, I'm going to go ahead and glue them on with this Honey Fan nails glue that I love using. In the beginning it's kind of hard to break it in, but once you break it in, like you press it really hard once, then it just floats out. So yeah, I gotta make sure I hold on to that nail tip, and then I just blow on it because sometimes, like I said, it slides off since it has top coat. Then of course I gotta file the sidewalls because sometimes these nails are a little too white, so I gotta make sure they're nice and perfectly. And once I'm done doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and use the same acrylic and the same monomer once again, and I'm also gonna add those drops. And I'm just grabbing a medium bead and kind of just placing it in the middle of like the nail, and then I'm just going to pat it into shape. And then once I feel that I have the right thickness, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my brush off, because you're able to feel it or even see it when the brush sticks to the acrylic. Then you just gotta wipe that off so you won't bring all the acrylic down. And now I'm just brushing it downwards now that I like the thickness of that. I just brush it downwards to kind of even it out. And again, I am cleaning my brush, and if I feel that the acrylic is getting dry, I just dip my brush into the monomer just from the tip, and then I wet the acrylic and kind of continue to mold that. And again, I'm just blending everything in with the first bead. And then after I'm all that, I'm gonna go ahead and file, hand file once again, and I'm going to e-file. Alright, you guys, now that I'm all ready, I'm gonna go ahead and originally I was just going to hand draw the countries on these nails, you guys, but it took me about 2 days to finish this, and I really wanted to speed things up because today is Wednesday and Mexico does play. So I decided, and then not just that, but some like nail art was so small that I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is gonna take forever. And I know that it took me a long time to draw the eagle, so I was like, how am I going to do it? So this just came into mind. I was just going to cut those little flags that I had on the paper and glue them on. I was gluing it on with the top coat because the nail glue didn't work. So yeah, you guys, I had to cut these little things up and then just glue them on, and that's kind of how it went. I don't know, you guys, this actually did take a long time, even doing it with this top gel and gluing it on because the paper wouldn't stick completely to the nail and I had to just hold it in. It kind of reminded me how I had to hold it with like when I did money nails, but with the money nails I was able to glue it on and this paper wouldn't stick to the nail. So I had to glue it on with the top gel. So I mean everything worked out okay because I just ended up basically I ended up gluing it with the top gel, but like I said, it wouldn't really glue or cure right because it's like I don't know, it's weird I guess with every type of material, everything's different. So yeah, you guys, at the end after I glued everything on, I decided that I was gonna paint or draw over the paper because the paper kind of seemed faded and it wasn't like popping out like I wanted to, like I visualized it. So I decided to draw on top of whatever I was able to. So what I'm doing now is just grabbing my brush, my fine line art brush, the long one, and just drawing lines on top of whatever I was able to so the color can pop out. And that's basically what I did. Then after that, I just cured that. And you guys, I wanted to show you guys that the eagle didn't stick to the wing with the glue, so I'm gonna have to use this Valentino gel. And I didn't really show you guys here, but this Valentino rhinestone gel doesn't really cure if the UV lamp doesn't directly, like literally directly hit it. So that's kind of a bummer. Even with like my other charms, my big charms that I bought from Amazon, like those donuts or the gummy bears, that also doesn't work. So this um rhinestone gel doesn't really work good with other things other than literally just rhinestones. But I was able to get the job done. It did take me a while to glue the eagle onto the wing, but yeah, I ended up doing like several things to cure it. But now that I was done with that, I'm again um adding top coat to my nail beds because I want to pop these nails off. And the reason why I had to pop them off, it was because you guys, like, it took me, after I was done with the eagle and everything, it took me about another day to do these nails. So I'm just going to have to glue them on. And again, I am just adding some nail glue on, like 2 dots of nail glue, and I put it in the middle of my nail beds. Then I gotta make sure I press onto the nail hard enough so it can like pop back in there. If you don't press on that nail hard enough, then you'll be able to see it. You'll have gaps around your nails. So if you're gonna pop these off and then glue them back on, you gotta make sure you press onto that hard when you glue it back again. So then after I was done with that, you guys, and basically just like find those little details and be more detailed. Like I noticed that on the sides the paper were was still hanging out, so I just went ahead and reshaped that. And yeah, you guys, and I also had to put some gel under the paper so I would hold it on and then turn the UV light on. So yeah, you guys, then I'm just going to add some top coat on top of that. And I was just like making sure that I covered the whole nail with, I was being generous with the top coat just because, you guys, it was like a struggle to do these nails. It really was, but it was super fun. It was fun. But it was like, it took a lot of time. It took me about 3 days because, I do have kids. I have to take them to school, pick them up, clean, cook, all that stuff. So I'm not able to work on nails, you know, for like hours and hours. I have to like take breaks because if not, then I don't want to rush through them either. Then I'll just, you know, end up messing up. I've done that before. It's just better to take breaks, to deal with the kids and all that stuff. So now it's time to glue these wings on. And like I said, this Valentino rhinestone gel does only work when you literally like directly hit it with the UV light, like literally directly. So it does work on these wings, and I do have trouble, you guys. It wasn't that easy either to glue these on because I have to hold, like, balance this wing out, and I was just trying to find a way to glue this on again. So yeah, basically I end up just laying it down and then putting my nail next to it and then just adding that glue behind it. And like I said, this gel only works good if you literally directly hit the gel, with the UV lamp. So after I was done adding that rhinestone glue, I'm gonna go ahead and directly hit it. That's the only way it cures. I've tried this gel with, like I said, rhinestones and other stuff in it. It doesn't really cure it unless it's literally directly, being hit with a UV lamp. Alright, so after that, you guys, yay, finally, I was like super excited. I didn't want to take these nails off, you guys. I know it's kind of weird, but I didn't want to take them off, but I had to. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys like my video. Don't forget to share and subscribe and let me know if your country is here. If it's not, I am so sorry and I do apologize. So drop a comment and let me know where you're from.